Hello YouTube, this is Disney Thomas 9684 2318 back with another video. This series of ranked videos is going to be my opinions on various subjects. So, hope you enjoy. This video is my top 5 Pixar movies. So, here we go. My favorite Pixar movie of all time, and definitely, by far, is Coco. The visuals are stunning, the story is interesting, I love the concept of family, and the characters are interesting. My favorite character from that movie is probably Hector Riviera. What a well thought out character. Yeah, Coco is by far my favorite Pixar movie of all time. Number 2 on the list is Inside Out. Inside Out is another very well done movie. I love the characters, I can really relate to them. And the visuals in that movie are equally stunning to Coco. Yeah, Inside Out is a phenomenal movie. Third on the list is Ratatouille. This is a movie I didn't see until recently. I mean, I saw it when it first came out, but I was really young then. But I fell in love with the cooking theme, the fact that anybody can cook, because I certainly cannot. And I love Remy. Linguini is good too. Number 4 on the list is Toy Story 4. Now, a lot of people hate this movie, understandably, but I love it. Phenomenal. Well done. Love the return of Bo Peep. Love Forky. Forky is hilarious. And I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away has easily become one of my favorite Disney songs of all time. Definitely love Toy Story 4. Number 5, this is a bit behind the rest of the list, but it's WALL-E. WALL-E is probably one of the only movies that I can sit through without skipping anything, because there's not a lot of dialogue to annoy me, or to be annoyed with. WALL-E is a great character, well thought out for a character who doesn't really speak. Yeah. And the visuals in this movie, I want to live on the Axiom. I wouldn't mind that. WALL-E is a phenomenal movie. So, to sum up this list, it's Coco, Inside Out, Ratatouille, Toy Story 4, and WALL-E. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 5 non-Pixar Disney CGI movies. These are movies that are computer animated, but they were not made by Pixar, but by Disney under their general animation department. So number 1 on the list is Zootopia. I love the concept. I love all the different animals. Love the story. Love the characters. I think the Department of Mammal Vehicles is hilarious, albeit patience testing. And Try Everything is another one of my favorite Disney songs of all time. So yeah, I love Zootopia. Number 2 is Moana. Now, this movie is and could probably be swapped with the third one on the list, but it's still a really great movie. And I love the story, and I love the songs, most of them anyway, especially Where You Are. And Hey Hey is hilarious. Number 3 on the list is Big Hero 6. I'm not a big superheroes person, but Big Hero 6 is enjoyable even for me. I love Baymax, and I love the story, and the villain really caught me off guard. Callahan? I thought he was dead. I seriously thought Callahan was dead. But yeah, I love Big Hero 6. Number 4 is Ralph Breaks the Internet, which is leaps and bounds better than its predecessor, Wreck-It Ralph, which has a lot that annoys me. But Ralph Breaks the Internet is really great. I love how they portrayed the internet physically. You know, like with the little birds being Twitter, and the emails going across the power line, etc. And Ralph and Vanellope is a lot more tolerable in this movie than she is in the original Wreck-It Ralph. And of course I love the video game theme. And I love Knows More, because I'm a wealth of knowledge myself. So yeah, I love Ralph Breaks the Internet. I was excited for it to come out, and it didn't disappoint. Now this is like number 5 is like way behind the rest. But I had to pick a 5th one. Tangled. I'm not a big princess movies person, but regardless, Tangled is a great movie. And its songs are forever stuck in my head. Especially I've Got a Dream and I See the Light. Or See the Light, or whatever that song is called. So yeah. I haven't seen it recently enough to pick a favorite character, because I saw it when it first came out and I haven't seen it since. And maybe if I see it again and more recently, it'll rank higher on my list. But still, I had to pick a 5th one. Alright, so to sum up this list, it's Zootopia, Moana, which could be easily swapped with Big Hero 6, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Tangled. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 5 Disney 2D animated movies. These are movies made with traditional animation, and these, pretty much all of these are considered classics, with the exception of my first one. So number 1 is Lilo and Stitch. I saw this movie recently for the first time, and I fell in love. Stitch is hilarious, Lilo is hilarious, and poor Nani, she tries, but Lilo's a handful. And I've always loved Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. But for a movie in that era, it's a great song, and the animation in this movie is really great. The visuals, yeah, really good. Number 2 is my longtime favorite, until Lilo and Stitch, Lady and the Tramp. Something about this movie I've always loved. I haven't seen it recently, so I can't tell you exactly what it was. But I've always loved this movie. Something about two dogs from different backgrounds falling in love with each other just appeals to me. And compared to some other movies of the era, it really is leaps and bounds better. Number 3 is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I really like this movie. I love the dwarfs. Dopey is hilarious. And, yeah. And the visuals are really good for being the first Disney animated movie. I've always loved Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Number 4 is Beauty and the Beast. Admittedly, I can't sit through this movie without doing a ton of skipping, but it's on here because of the music. Phenomenal. Phenomenal, beautiful music. I mean, I don't like Gaston. He annoys me, but his song is really good. And LeFou is hilarious. And I love Belle. The character, not the song. I don't much care for the song, Belle. But it's on here because of the music and because it's a family favorite. And number 5 is another longtime favorite, Dumbo. Again, there's not a lot of dialogue to annoy me, like I said in my video with Pixar about WALL-E. But I like the circus theme, and I don't like the song When I See an Elephant Fly. I just don't. Yeah. The only song in the movie and I can't stand it. But the story is really great. Dumbo is a classic, and yeah, it's been a long time favorite. So, to sum up this list, it's Lilo and Stitch, Lady and the Tramp, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Beauty and the Beast, and Dumbo. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 5 most desired to see Disney and Pixar movies. These are movies that I have not seen, but now I really want to see them, for some reason or the other. Number 1 on the list is The Lion King. You will not believe the reactions I get when I tell people that I have not seen The Lion King. And I don't know why I've never seen The Lion King. But it is like I really want to see The Lion King. But, I mean, I love most of the music, with the exception of I Can't Feel the Love Tonight, for some reason. I just don't like that song. But, yeah. Number 1 is The Lion King. Number 2 is Encanto. I wanted to see this movie ever since it came out. Something about the family aspect of it. I'm not a big Magic fan, but I am refusing to even listen to any of the music from this movie so as not to spoil the movie for me. But I know it's a movie I really want to see, and I should be seeing it soon. Number 3 is Mary Poppins Returns. I love the Mary Poppins characters. This movie is a controversial one. A lot of people might disagree with me, but I really want to see Mary Poppins Returns. I just do. I love the music, and the characters are really good too. Number 4 is the movie I've always wanted to see, Aladdin. Again, the reactions I get when I tell people I haven't seen Aladdin. Crazy. I never saw much of the 90s Disney stuff. In fact, the only 90s Disney movie I've seen is Beauty and the Beast. But anyway, back to Aladdin. I love the music from this movie. And I love the characters. And my favorite song from the movie is One Jump Ahead. So yeah, I really, really, really want to see Aladdin. And number 5 is Mulan. For some reason, I really want to see Mulan. I'm not a big Asian culture fan, but my sister loves it. I'm not a big fan of the transgender aspect of it, but I can get past that. I mean, I get past other cultures in my favorite movies, as you've seen in my previous videos. But yeah, I really want to see Mulan. So to sum up the list, it's The Lion King, Encanto, Mary Poppins Returns, Aladdin, and Mulan. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 5 Toy Story characters. So number 1 on the list is Ham. I love Ham because I can relate to his wealth of knowledge about random, useless topics. I have a massive amount of that myself. Number 2 is Slinky Dog. I love his loyalty to Woody. And who doesn't love a toy that stretches and can literally get characters down from high places? Number 3 is Mr. Potato Head. The running gag where he falls apart at least once a movie is hilarious. And despite his ill temper, I love him for it. Number 4 is Forky. Forky is hilarious. Trash! No, you're a toy. Trash! Toy. You are a toy. Yeah, I love that for the first half of the Toy Story 4. Until Forky finally gets over it. Which is kind of stupid, admittedly. But yeah, he's hilarious. Oh, and his song, I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away, is probably my favorite Pixar song of all time. And number 5 is Bo Peep. I didn't much care for Bo Peep in her first 2 appearances, but I love Bo Peep in Toy Story 4. She gets herself out there, and I love her mission of, being a lost toy and all that. So yeah, I love Bo Peep in Toy Story 4. So to sum up, it's Ham, Slinky Dog, Mr. Potato Head, Forky, and Bo Peep. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. Hey everybody, I just wanted to record this disclaimer on my Walt Disney World opinions. I have not been to Walt Disney World since 2006, so a lot of my opinions on stuff, and even stuff that was open before that, is based on reading and the internet. So yeah, and when we went in 2006, I was really young, and I don't remember much of it. So yeah, I just want to record this disclaimer, and hope you enjoy my opinions. This video is my top 5 Walt Disney World thrill rides. All of these are roller coasters, with the exception of number 4. And number 1 is Expedition Everest. I don't much care for the theme of Expedition Everest, but the ride is epic. I love how it goes backwards. And I love the fact that it's a smooth ride too, which is always really nice. I'm really glad it's finally getting the refurbishment it so needs. After being open for 15 years, it's finally getting a refurbishment it so desperately needs. So yeah, number 1 is Expedition Everest. Number 2 is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I love the theme of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And yeah, this ride is on there for the theme. And it's a coaster I can handle too. I can't handle the big, rough, steep drop coasters. So Disney coasters are perfect for me. Number 3 is Slinky Dog Dash. I love Toy Story, and I hope I get to go on this ride one day. And the whole thing that makes it look like it's made out of Hot Wheels track, or Hot Wheels colored like coaster track, is really great. Number 5 is Splash Mountain. I hate that they're getting rid of this ride. I wish they'd kept the name. No reason to change the name. I don't mind the update to Princess and the Frog. I think it needs to be done. But don't change the name. Keep the name. The name suits the ride. Jeez. That's all I'll say on that. I've only recently, for the first time ever, went on a flume ride. And now that I've been on one, I can't wait to ride Splash Mountain. Even though I hate getting splashed. And number 5 is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Now, as I said in the previous video, I love Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So naturally, I would love Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Even though I've never been on it, I love how the cars swing back and forth from side to side when it goes around curves. And I've seen video of the cave sequence, and it is nothing short of stunning. Wow. The animatronics of the dwarves are really great. So to sum up this list, Expedition Everest, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Slinky Dog Dash, Splash Mountain, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 5 Walt Disney World dark rides, or indoor boat rides. Number 1 is the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I love Winnie the Pooh. Hands down, favorite Disney franchise of all time. Except for possibly Toy Story. But I love the Winnie the Pooh characters, they are so relatable. And Piglet is by far my favorite. And this ride doesn't disappoint either. I don't get why some people don't like the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh ride. I mean, I get it because it replaced 2 classics, depending on which coaster you're on. But that's no reason to hate it. It's a really great ride. I love the colors too. And it's mostly based on Winnie the Pooh and the Bluster Day, which is my favorite of the Pooh stories and the only one I can really stand. My love of Winnie the Pooh is mostly for the characters, not so much the stories. Number 2 is Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. This ride is so much fun. And I'm not very good at it. In a bath that needs a refurbishment, but I still love it. And I love the Toy Story films, as I said. Number 3 is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I love Ratatouille, and I really hope I get to go on this ride one day. And I've never been on a track this dark ride. Never. Because those weren't a thing when last time I went to Disney World. So yeah. Number 4 is It's a Small World. I love the colors of this ride, and I love the song. Which some people hate it, understandably, but I love the song. I love this ride mostly for its colors. And it seems like every time you ride it, there's something new to see. Or every time you watch a video of it, in my case. And the number 5 is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I've wanted to ride this ride ever since it opened. And I haven't... again, I haven't been on a Truck This Dark ride. But I love the colors of this ride. I could do without the story, but still, it's really good. So to sum up this list, Money Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, It's a Small World, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 4 Walt Disney World shows. It's not a top 5 because there's really only 4 Walt Disney World shows I've either seen or have an interest in seeing. So number 1 on the list, this is the only one I would ever really consider a favorite, is Country Bear Jamboree. I love the music, don't much care for the humor, but I love the music of the show. And I would welcome any opportunity to watch it or see it. Yeah, I love the Country Bear Jamboree. Number 2 is the Hall of Presidents. I'm a huge U.S. history buff, so the Hall of Presidents appeals to me greatly. Admittedly, the whole family found it boring when we went to Disney World last, but that was 15 years ago. And since then, I think, now that I'm older, I think I'd find it a lot more interesting. Number 3 is Carousel of Progress. Now, I want to see this show, but at the same time, I'm irritated because it is in such bad shape. But Disney don't care about it. But I love that it's the only show at Walt Disney World that Walt had some personal involvement with that iteration of the show. With that location of the show. That Walt Disney had personal involvement in its creation for the 1964 New York World's Fair. And number 4 is Festival of the Lion King. Now, I wasn't interested in this show until quite recently. And I don't know if I ever saw it when we went in 2006. But still, it's a show I want to see. So, this list is Country Bear Jamboree, The Hall of Presidents, Carousel of Progress, and Festival of the Lion King. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 5 Walt Disney World resorts, based pretty much on theming. Number 1 is Art of Animation. I love the movie theme. And to be honest, number 2 is All-Star Movies for the same reason. And I would really love to see both these resorts. I love the giant props at both resorts, and I really want to stay at them both. Number 3 is Pop Century. Again, I love the retro theme, and I love the giant props. And I also really want to stay at Pop Century. Now, number 4 is the Contemporary Resort. I love the theming of this resort. And, yeah, I love the theming of Contemporary Resort. I would especially like to stay in the A-frame tower. Or Bailey, even. And number 5 is Fort Wilderness. This resort has so much to offer. Even though I'm not an outdoorsman or outdoorsy type person, period, I have a fondness for Fort Wilderness because that's where my family stayed when we went to Walt Disney World in 2006. So this list is Art of Animation, All-Star Movies, Pop Century, Contemporary Resort, and Fort Wilderness. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 5 Thomas and Friends movies. So number 1 is The Adventure Begins. I love The Adventure Begins. It is a much needed refresh in Thomas and Friends. And probably and they kept the original order of the episodes too. Definitely a must watch. Number 2 is King of the Railway. This movie is so underrated. It was the beginning of a new era of Thomas and Friends, and I love Stephen and I love Sir Robert Normanby. Yeah, King of the Railway is a must watch. Okay, number 3 is The Great Race. Now, a lot of people might disagree with me on this one. I think it's a great movie. Marketing made, but a great movie. And I like how they brought some of the characters back for Big World Big Adventures, which is actually my next movie on the list. BWBA is alright. I mean, I've only seen it once, and I'm basing this more on the TV show episodes than anything. But I think Big World Big Adventures is a great reboot to the series. I wish it had lasted longer. And number 5 is Calling All Engines, which is another underrated movie. The story is great, and yeah, it's for preschoolers, but still, it's a good movie. And the runners up to this would be Hero of the Rails, which is another great movie. Kevin is hilarious. That's all I'll say. And I love Hero, as you'll see in my next video. So anyway, to sum that up, it's The Adventure Begins, King of the Railway, The Great Race, Big World Big Adventures, Calling All Engines, and Hero of the Rails. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 10 Thomas and Friends characters. These first 3, I love them all for the same reason. I love old, wise characters. They are Edward, Glenn, and Hero. I love characters that are old, wise, and full of knowledge. I feel like they're severely underrated. And I wish they had not kicked Edward off of the Steam Team, and that Glenn and Hero would appear more. Number 4 is Victor. Again, I love the characters that are full of knowledge. And Victor is so kind, and I love his accent. But then again, I'm from the American Southwest, so I love that accent. That Spanish accent. Number 5 is Kevin. Kevin is on here simply because he's hilarious. Always entertaining. Sorry boss, slip of the hook. I love that line. So yeah, number 6 is Stephen, which is simply another old and wise character. He's just maybe a little bit lower than some of the others, for some reason. And then number 7 is Harold. Again, I love characters who are full of knowledge and who are kind. And I love Harold's accent, too. Number 8 is Birdie. Birdie is on here. I've always loved Birdie. I think he's a very interesting character, very underused, and he's very friendly, which I love. Number 9 is Nia. Nia is clever and a problem solver who loves puzzles, just like me. And she's orange, which is my favorite color. Number 10 is Harvey. On here for the same reasons as Victor. Helpful and full of knowledge and kind. And again, I love the accent. So to sum it up, it's Edward, Glenn, Hero, Victor, Kevin, Stephen, Harold, Bertie, Nia, and Harvey. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my ranking of 10 Thomas & Friends merchandise lines. Number 1 on the list is Thomas Wooden Railway. Quite obviously because it is the biggest of the lines on the list. And I love the variety. I love how long it's been around. And the new reboot gives it extra scores too. The new engines are really great. Number 2 is Tomy / Playrail motorized engines. I think these are far superior to Trackmaster 2, which is mostly what I collect. But the Tomy and Playrail engines in my collection are some of my favorites. Same thing goes for Trackmaster 1. The Trackmaster 1 is far superior to Trackmaster 2. Easily. They're not as powerful, and neither are the Tomy and Playrail, but they're far superior in detail and variety. Trackmaster 2 is next. I just had to put Trackmaster 2 high up on the list, despite the inaccuracy and the lack of detail on their engines. I could go on, but so yeah, I do have to take issue with Trackmaster 2. Quite a bit of issue. Number 5 is Take Along / Take and Play. The detail is phenomenal, especially in the older Take and Play, or Take Along, whatever they are. The older models especially. I'll have to show them off in a video sometime. I have a number of them from my childhood. Number 6 is Playrail Capsule. I've only been recently exposed to this line by name anyway, by the channel Kids Toys Play. But I love the detail despite their size, and they're pretty fast too. Now I do have a couple that I have misplaced and are somewhat broken and don't work very well anymore, but I would love to have more of this line. Number 7 is Push Along, which is technically a part of Trackmaster, but still, again, I take issue with the lack of detail and the inaccuracy. Number 8 is Avengers. I just am not a big fan of Avengers. I'm just not. They're detailed enough, I suppose, but I just was never that interested. Number 9 is Thomas Minis. Simply here because of the lack of detail, but I love the variety. And then Ertl. Ertl is detailed, but they're not very playable, which is why they're number 10. I've never been interested in Ertl. Now, I did not include Thomas, Bachman, and Hornby, or Bachman and Hornby on this list, because they're part of a larger range. You can say Playrail is also, but Bachman and Hornby, they would be far superior to anything else, except for possibly Thomas Wooden Railway. So, anyways, to sum up the list, is Thomas Wooden Railway, Tomy / Playrail, Trackmaster 1, Trackmaster 2, Take Along and Take and Play, Playrail Capsule, Push Along, Adventures, Minis, and Ertl. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 5 games in the Papa's Restaurant series by Flipline Studios. And I love these games, first of all. They're all great. Except for Burgeria and Scooperia. So anyway, number 1 is Papa's Taco Mia. Number 2 is Papa's Hot Doggeria. Number 3 is Papa's Cluckeria. Number 4 is Papa's Freezeria. And number 5 is Papa's Pizzeria. And I love the games with meat, in case you can't tell. These games are all easy to play, but interesting enough, and there's a lot of variety. With Taco Mia in particular, I'm an expert. I'm also an expert at Hot Doggeria. Cluckeria is new, so I'm not quite expertise there yet. And Freezeria, I always seem to overmix. Pizzeria is hard. Pizzeria is the hardest of the bunch, because it's so easy to overcook the pizza. And the runners up to this list would be Papa's Cheeseria, which is another difficult one. I love it all the same though. So again, Papa's Taco Mia, Papa's Hot Doggeria, Papa's Cluckeria, Papa's Freezeria, and Papa's Pizzeria. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This is my top 5 LEGO themes. Number 1 is Lego City. Obviously, most of my sets I have are Lego City. But there's always something interesting that I can buy and build. It's unmatched, really. Although number 2 comes close. Lego Friends. I know I'm not a girl, but my sister has a ton of Lego Friends, and I'm amazed by I love the bright colors, and I'm amazed by the detail. I wish they made some of that stuff for boys. Some of that stuff in boy colors. Because I would buy and build it hands down. Number 3 is Lego Ideas. Enough said, Lego Ideas is... I check frequently to see if there's anything new. I just finished building the Lego Ideas Winnie the Pooh set. And the detail on that, amazing. The people who design these things is phenomenal. And I'll be buying the Lego Sesame Street set with money from my birthday next month. Number 4 is Lego Toy Story. At least Lego Toy Story 3. The Toy Story 4 stuff is cheap and lazy. But for Lego Toy Story 3 stuff, again, the detail. And the minifigures. I love the Toy Story films, so this was obvious. Number 5 is far behind the rest of the Lego Creator. There's just not a lot of detail to offer. And there's no stickers and no minifigures. I used to have a bunch of Lego Creator stuff, but virtually all of it has been mixed into my Freebuild collection. So again, it's Lego City, Lego Friends, Lego Ideas, Lego Toy Story, and Lego Creator. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos. This video is my top 5 rides at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg is my family's home park, and we have an annual pass to it. So anyway, number 1 is Battering Ram. I love the thrill you get from this ride. I've only ridden it once, but I intend to ride it again next time we go to Busch Gardens. Number 2 is Trade Wind. I love this style of ride. I love the Himalaya style ride. Number 3 is the Catapult. This ride is so much fun. Spinning around and spinning around and spinning around and spinning around. I love to spin. Which is why Turkish Delight is number 4. Turkish Delight is a really fast teacup ride, and I love it to death. And the number 5 is Der Autobahn. I love the bumper cars, but I'm not very good at them. But Der Autobahn made number 5 on my list regardless. So again, that's Battering Ram, Trade Wind, The Catapult, Turkish Delight, and Der Autobahn. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay tuned for more videos.